This is the Zhiyun Fiveray F100, and it is truly one of the most unique RGB lights I have come across on the market today. And so in this video, we're going to talk about why you may want to consider checking out the Fiveray F100 for really a number of reasons. Now, in full disclosure, this video is sponsored by Zhiyun, and I'm thrilled to be able to work with them to show you this light. And because of that, this isn't going to be one of my classic objective product reviews in that sense, but it is worth noting that I really value Zhiyun as a company and all of the different products that they make, and that includes their gimbals and other products that I've owned over time, and I would not be working with them if I did not believe in the products that they make or the company as a whole. So to talk about the specs and features of the Fiveray 100, this is a bicolor light stick or light wand style LED light that has a color temperature range going from 2700 Kelvin to 6200 Kelvin. So yes, a pretty broad range of color temperatures you would expect for a fixture like this. That said, one of the things that truly sets this light apart is its CCT max output mode. Being able to kick the light into its CCT max mode at, yes, 100% intensity, 100 watts of output at 4000 Kelvin. Honestly, I don't think most people would necessarily expect a light like this to be able to get that bright, but the fact that you have that as a feature if and when you need an incredibly bright source is definitely nice to have, and I could certainly see it being useful in certain situations. That said, if you're not using the light in its CCT max mode, you're likely using it in one of its many other different modes. That includes, of course, the classic CCT mode for all of the regular different color temperatures at more reasonable levels of brightness, you might say. Also an HSI mode for hue, saturation, and intensity that gives you all of the typical colors you would expect of an RGB fixture of this kind, and an FX mode containing 6 special effects of faulty bulb, fire, candle, TV, SOS, and so on. And for what it's worth, also includes a pretty cool assortment of RGB related effects as well. Now, as I mentioned, for a stick light, this is very bright in many different respects. And that includes getting an output of 1200 lux at 1 meter at 6200 Kelvin in CCT mode, and also getting an output of 2300 lux at its CCT max value of 4000 Kelvin, or over 20,700 lux at essentially a foot. So yes, this light is very, very bright, but also very color accurate in that sense, because it has a CRI value of 96 plus and a TLCI value of 97 plus, so again, falling well within the range, if not above that of what you would expect for most LED fixtures. But as much as we've talked about the light's specs technically, we should also talk about the light physically. Yes, the form factor of this light is very, very unique, and I think this, among many other things, is what's going to help set it apart from a lot of other fixtures. That includes the fact that unlike a typical tube light, which might be its closest cousin as an LED fixture, this light contains a built-in grip which houses not only the controls on the rear, the battery, but just also makes it very convenient to hold and to move about if and when you need to. The same grip extension also contains a 1/4-20 thread on the bottom, so mounting this light to any typical light stand or rigging it up in many different situations is going to make this very easy to do. Beyond that though, the light weighs in at 950 grams or just a little under 2.1 pounds, meaning yes, this light is lighter than my own and probably most people's 70-200 f2.8 lenses. So yes, if you are in a situation where maybe for run and gun filmmaking you'll be hand holding this light or rigging it up on a stand that doesn't have maybe the highest of weight limits, I would say this is a fixture that can actually accommodate that more so than you might think. Now on the rear of the light you have a couple notable things. This includes a series of 6 fans that help keep the light cool, and these fans are also coupled with heat sinks on the rear that will increase or decrease the speed depending on the different output intensity or modes you're using within the light. I would say these fans mostly run very quietly and are hard to notice unless you're running at a higher intensity or especially within the CCT max mode, and of course, as mentioned before, you have the controls on the rear of the light. And while at the time of recording this video the Fiveray F100 does not have any form of app support, I will say that these tactile controls on the back are among some of the most intuitive and easy to use that I've encountered. Basically a power button, a 4-way selector dial and scroll wheel that allows you to pick the different modes of the light, and with the tap of the same button when in that mode allows you to toggle between the different values of the mode, say for intensity and color temperature in CCT mode, and yes, to enter that CCT max mode, it is just tapping the top button once. In all honesty, this is actually one of the few fixtures I didn't need to look much at a manual for. Pretty much a few minutes with the controls on the rear of the light and I figured out what I was doing and how to operate it, so I will give it a lot of credit for that. In classic Zhiyun fashion, this is just a well-made and engineered product, made with what looks to be a hard, durable plastic that I think could withstand a good amount of use over time. And you will notice looking at the front of the Fiveray F100 that the light has sort of a set of translucent diffusion between you and the main set of LEDs, which should help with the harshness you might get and expect from a lot of other similar LED fixtures. That said, if that's not enough, this light comes with a number of different accessories and additional levels of diffusion, which I'm going to talk about now. This includes a set of reflective barn doors, as you've seen in many of these shots throughout, that are going to help you shape and also reflect and bounce the light in different ways. The light also comes with an additional layer of diffusion that you can place right over the main barn doors that sort of emulates a shower cap in a lot of ways, but serves a great purpose in being able to further diffuse the light you get from this. It also comes with a grid that will allow you to prevent spill with the light and shape it even further. The light comes with a USB Type-C to USB Type-A cord for charging it, which yes, this light does get very, very good battery life and has an internal battery, ranging from over 5.5 hours at 10% intensity to 2 hours and 10 minutes at around 50% intensity, and for over half an hour of use at 100% in its incredibly bright CCT Max mode. And the light supports fast charging as well via this USB port. And yes, to jump back on track, it comes with, of course, a set of manuals and a very nicely designed and well padded case. Now, if you're wondering what you can use this light for, I truly do think the sky is the limit here. Yes, with the number of diffusion options it comes with and its overall output intensity, especially in that CCT Max mode, this light could certainly be suitable as a key light, but also is very much at home as a backlight or fill light in more conventional 3-point lighting setups. That said, its built-in RGB modes and the flexibility of HSI and different effects also means you can essentially use this light like you would in many different tube light cases. But even more so than that, because it has that built-in handle, so this becomes sort of a more handheld and portable version of that same style of light. One really interesting use here, I would say, is especially for product shots. Again, the handle on this light makes it a lot more easy to manipulate and maneuver around, say, compared to a typical tube light. So whether you're using this light as an additional accessory to sort of spice up shots or using it as a primary source, I think you'd be very pleased with what it can offer, assuming this style and type of fixture works for you. Now, when it comes to price, at the time of recording this video, the Zhiyun Fiveray F100 retails for around $250 US in the current mode and model that I've shown you here with all of its different accessories. Though you can also spend a bit more to get a combo version that comes with an AC power adapter if you so choose. And though you've seen this light in the color of black throughout, you can also get a white version of this light, though, in my personal opinion, I just think black looks a lot more sleek and professional. So after playing for the Fiveray F100 for the past couple weeks, what is my take on this? I would say first and foremost, this is just one of the most intuitive lighting fixtures I have used personally. The controls on the rear are very straightforward. There aren't too many menus or clunky settings to sort through. It makes the experience of dialing in a specific color temperature or a particular color mode or getting the right intensity that you want very, very easy and straightforward, and that is something that's truly valuable in many quick shooting run and gun situations. The fact that this light essentially offers many of the benefits you would get with a tube light but has additional conveniences such as that grip to make it a lot more easily hand holdable, I would say also adds up to the many benefits that the light provides. And of course, it's going to make it a lot more usable than any sort of conventional chip on board LED fixture. So yes, in total, really the Zhiyun Fiveray F100 is not your standard run-of-the-mill RGB LED fixture. And I think that really coupled with Zhiyun's engineering and design, their overall attention to detail, and just the quality they put into everything really makes this one of the more compelling options that are out there for a number of creators. Certainly if you're someone that's been thinking about tube lights or something like a tube light but haven't quite made the plunge yet, because maybe you wanted something with a bit more versatility or that you could use in a number of different situations, or that just had greater output that could start to match that of other key lights, then perhaps the Fiveray F100 is exactly what you're looking for, and I would definitely encourage you to check it out. So that is my take on the Zhiyun Fiveray F100. Hopefully this video has been of some help to you. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe if it has. A lot more to talk about and to come with videos around lighting on this channel, so definitely be on the lookout for that. For now, that's all I have to say, so thanks for watching.